Hello, everyone. It's Chris Jones of LifeWriting.com, where writing speaks. Miss Selma White joins me in observance of National Black Business Month. She's a mother, a grandmother, a retired Army sergeant. Thanks for your service. Owner of Stella's, a real estate investor, and a list of other titles, as well as my mother in law. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to be on your show. And my favorite son in law. I'm just so grateful that you're having me up here tonight.
Hey, look, Mama Selma. Hey, look, thank you so much for joining me. This is has been long awaited. I would say we planned to do this several months ago, but your schedule takes you this way and that place, and my schedule, I'm doing different things, what have you. But we finally made it work, and here we are. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of it. All right.
Okay.
When did you know you wanted to be a businesswoman?
Well, I once I retired from the military and I moved back to Elizabeth City, and it was important for me to be a role model for the children that live in my community. So I um, thought the best way to showcase that was to be an owner, to show the young people in the community that you don't necessarily have to be born, as they say, with a silver spoon in your mouth. That if you work hard and you're focused and you're motivated and you do it because it's something that not only bring happiness to you but happiness to others, um, then that's what made me want to go into business. And I said it wasn't my lifelong dream to be a business owner, but circumstances itself made me more or less want to be a business owner. That's why I brought up the community itself, being a role model for children, and just wanting to do things that's going to enhance my community. So originally I was working a 9 to 5 job, as they say, and
Okay.
then once I was working that 9 to 5 job, and I was working so hard for everybody else, but I wasn't finding that inner happiness. And I said,
Mm.
you know what? I want to be my own person and drive my own destiny for a while. So
Okay.
therefore, I just decided that I wanted to be a business owner.
Yeah.
And I started my business, Stella, started it very small, and it grew a little bit, but it didn't grow as much as I wanted to, but it has grown some.
Okay. Well, hey, look, I tell you, the first time I stepped into the store, and well, first of all, I was thoroughly impressed. I love all facets of business. When I was there, and you know where I'm going with this, and I sampled, let's just say I sampled something on the menu, and well, I'll go ahead and let everyone know they were your infamous turkey wings.
Beans.
Oh, I'm from the South, the deep South. I've had turkey wings before, turkey legs, what the whole nine. But these just hit me a little differently. And and it was validated when I tried something else and I had something else. So anyway, not to belabor those points.
Right.
Um, so yeah, it's always to me seeing someone that looks like me. In your case, someone that may look like my mom. That's 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 out there doing the doggone thing and have been doing it for quite some time. So I want to touch on a few aspects of that later, but right now I wanted to ask you about your military training and background. How has that training, your military training, I mentioned you are not only an Army veteran, you are a retiree. How did that prepare you for entrepreneurship?
Well, you know what, the military has just been gave me so much to fall back on, because military instills into you things that you wouldn't necessarily possibly instill in yourself. Well, being in the military, you're on schedule. You have a certain time to do this. You're responsible because you know that you're held accountable. And I think the key word is being held accountable for your actions. So therefore, if I had to be at work at 5 o'clock, I couldn't walk in at 5 o'clock. I would be there 15 minutes prior. So that became like a rally point for me. Make sure that you're always on time when you are pretty much trying to accomplish what you're doing. Make sure that you're always professional and treating people with dignity and respect and
Hmm.
being able to handle the hard things. Because you know what, being able to handle the hard things sometimes is the most stressful of it all, because you can have a customer that has been coming to you, let's say 365 days out of a year for 5 years. Then they have this one day wherein they're just not themselves, and
Right.
they're so difficult that you can't reason with them. And under normal circumstances, you will probably put yourself on the same level as they are, and maybe possibly act in a way that's not professional. But the military has taught me to stand down, stand back, listen, look at the situation, and handle the situation accordingly. So you know what? Sometimes you just as simple 2 words or 3 words is saying, you're possibly having a bad day. Why don't you just step back, come back another day, because right now, we've been friends for a long time, and I've been knowing you for a long time, and I want to remain that relationship with you. So why don't we just do this another day? And
Right.
just try to reason,
Hmm.
rationale with a person. And the military has just taught me that, because as growing up and being somewhat very hot tempered, let emotions and feelings dictate to me how I would deal with a person. And sometimes that wasn't good. But,
Right.
like I said, the military teaches you that you have to be disciplined to even be in the uniform. And if you're not disciplined, then you're not even going to be able to be a soldier. And I think I'm more proud of being a soldier, being a female Black soldier, and being
Hmm.
able to do 20 years and come out with an honorable discharge with some of the highest medals that was awarded in the military in peacetime.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. And
Mhm.
yeah, you know this. My younger brother is currently in the army.
Right.
Um, I think he's at the halfway mark. He's at right at 10 years, I believe.
Okay.
Just deployed to Kuwait.
Okay.
And he's always gone all over the world.
Mhm.
And I can, with respect to some of the things that you just shared, some of the things, the values that the Army specifically instills in you, we've just
Mhm.
seen a changed man. You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah, he's just a totally different person. And obviously, I mean that in a very good way. So yeah, thanks for sharing that.
And you know what, like I said, being a female and a Black female, and I went in 74, so you can imagine. But I also had the honor of being an only female in an all male unit. So, and you know what I tell you, if I didn't have some trying times being a female in an all male unit, I had to earn their respect.
I
I
can
had
only imagine.
to I had to earn their respect. And once I earned that respect, that was the most rewarding thing to me, because one situation is running PT, being a woman, you don't have the body build to run like that. So, I was running with them. We went on battalion run every Thursday, and I had to fall out a couple of times, but in my soul and my heart, I was just like, I have to run with these guys. Some other soldiers was falling out, but it didn't make me feel good because they was falling out. I said, I'm going to run with them. I'm going to earn their respect. So I wouldn't eat. I would go and run the track at lunchtime. Once I fed my kids at night, I would go and run the track again. And then one day I got out and I was ready. And I ran battalion run. Some of the other soldiers was falling out, but I was running and they was looking and it was like, look at Sergeant White. She's making 4 steps to our one, but she hung in there. And I ran, and then it got to the point where I was leading them on the runs. So, you
Oh
know,
wow.
I mean, it's just that, what, I didn't let being a female hinder me.
Yeah.
I didn't let that hinder me in doing all that I could be. It was some things that I still couldn't do, but as far as the respect, they know that when I was there, I gave 100%.
Absolutely. So now, especially everything that you just laid out in the last minute or so,
Mhm.
I can definitely see how all of those experiences prepared you for what you're doing now.
Right,
Namely, be it running the restaurants, your real estate investing,
mhm,
business, uh, yeah, all the challenges that you meet. Um, the people that you meet and have to navigate through with around. Yeah, the army and an experience like that will definitely equip you with what you need. And that reminds me too. A couple of months ago, I think it was. Oh man, I may be off with my months. I think May was Military Appreciation Month, and I
right.
think that was one of the months that I definitely was trying to get you on, but we kept missing each other, right?
Yes,
Um, so
yes,
I'm glad we have again this opportunity now, and you taking advantage of the opportunity to convey all of these things. So I'm glad I asked that question.
right.
Yeah. So about your business ventures, I mean, it can be, I guess, the stores, your real estate portfolio. What has been the most rewarding aspect of any of that?
Well, you know what? Everything has a season. I have truly enjoyed running the store. I have truly enjoyed, being able to make my customers happy and, being of service to the community. But like I said, everything has its season. And as you get older, your body just doesn't have the stamina that it normally has. And, it's a lot of things that have changed over the last year with COVID, COVID.
Mm,
We have to close down and had limited amount of help. People weren't working,
right.
and there were a lot of the fundings out there. People just didn't have the extra money to spend, and mom and pop stores, small community stores took quite a hit. And I did take a hit on that, but I still had loyal customers, and I still had people that was interested in helping me to continue to succeed. But I really now I look forward to being able to do real estate because it gives me a little bit more freedom. That freedom enhances, makes, help me to make things beautiful for someone else to enjoy. So it's all about enjoyment. It's all about other people enjoying the things that I put my mind to make better. So I'm looking forward to the real estate part of it. I hope
Okay.
be able to invest more in real estate and and just keep doing what I love doing, making others happy.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. And that's it though. I mean, finding something that's I mean, just that. I mean, that
Yeah,
you thoroughly enjoy in the midst of, like you put it, making other people, happy, happier, or enhancing other people's lives or what have you. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. So, I that now that forces me to ask something around your from an inspirational standpoint? I mean, you have just a world of knowledge. We've sat and talked about a multitude of things. I picked your brain about so many things, and plan to do so much more picking. Um, but what like words of wisdom or inspirational words would you give someone who is venturing into anything? It doesn't really have to be about business.
I believe that the number one person that you have to always have in your life is Jehovah God, Jehovah
Hmm.
Jireh. And,
Hmm.
because He is my provider, He keeps me grounded. He's my friend. He's the person that I could talk to. And after Him, I put my family because, even though I can't spend as much time with my family as I would like because we're so spread out, they're always in my heart and they was always in my mind. And I always find myself trying to do things that is going to make them proud of me and who I am. So I always say that if you're going to do something, you want to do it right. You want to have God in your life. You want to have the love of your family. And you just have to work hard and be disciplined and always believe in yourself too. You have to believe in yourself because you always have people out there that's always saying that this won't work or you should do it this way or why
Hmm.
don't you do it try it this way. But you got to do what is you, and that's the most important thing. You do you because nobody else can live you but you. So you know what, it may work for them, but if it's not working for me, then you can't tell me how to do that. So that's my thing. God first, family,
Hmm.
believing in yourself, and do you.
Yeah, and do you
Mhm. Do
after
you.
right all of the
Mhm.
above? Yeah,
Right.
totally agree. Totally agree. So wow, you touched on the real estate, planning to do more of it or what have you in the near future. What other things you aspire to do? Be it from a business standpoint, social, or what have you. What's on the horizon?
Well, you know what? I really care about this country because you know what? I did have an opportunity to spend 12 years overseas, but I was still an American
Yeah.
overseas.
Okay.
And you know what? I seen how other countries and how people deal with their citizens in their country.
Hmm.
And to me, I just feel that America has always been such a great place, and it's heartfelt for me to see where we're at now.
Yeah, I
It's,
know.
it's it's very heartfelt for me to see where we're at, and it's sad because I know that we've had soldiers and we've had people even before me that have set the pace for us to always be a great country, a loving country. But we have politically, I think that our political standpoint and views have and is destroying our country.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican.
Right.
It, I mean, you have to have love of country and put country before all. And I think that right now, at this point in time, that we have so many people that's running their country that they don't
Yeah.
have the best interest of heart for the United States. Because if you haven't been, if you're not if you don't have that love for the
Right.
country in you and you
Right.
haven't been taught that love, then nobody else can put that into you. So you're going to
Nobody
take
else.
what you have if you put in a position and you're going to push your own agenda, and your own agenda is not going to be what's going to be benefiting me as an American citizen. And
Absolutely.
a lot of people don't want to speak out on things that is affecting this country because they get labeled. But I feel
Mm.
as a grown up and as a person that we should be able to voice our opinion
Mhm.
without being labeled, without name calling, and without what political party you're associated with. Because you know what? I've been a Democrat all my life, but I have very conservative views, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I will always be who I am, and I will continue to fight for this country. So, in the future, I would like to see more people standing up, speaking out, marching, uh, having talk shows like what you're doing now.
And you and I have talked about some of this as well.
Mhm.
And I tell you what, be it this platform or another, medium, for people to do some of the things that you just said, to have those open, honest, frank, candid conversations,
Right,
leave your feelings at the door kind of thing.
right,
Uh, that's what we need more of collectively. We are charged to do our part in making that happen.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'll just leave that there.
Okay.
So look, Mama Selma, it goes without saying, I have thoroughly enjoyed this exchange, this conversation, the information that you imparted. You are a world of knowledge, and that's something else I want to say quickly too. I grew up. I said deep south. I'm from Georgia. I grew up, around my grandparents and other folks who had seen the world, who had lived. Right. We need to get back to the basics, as a lot of people say.
Right.
But again, not to belabor that point, we are going to further expand on current platforms and create others that are going to really help us get to where we're supposed to be. Thank you again, Mama White, for joining me. I really appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough, and I will be talking to you soon. Okay.
Okay, thank you. It's been my pleasure. And again, I want to thank you for having me on. And I look forward. This has been so enjoyable. It has made my day. And of course, again, that's being here with my favorite son-in-law.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But no, seriously, I don't take that lightly at all. And I got to thank you one last time for making some time at the end of your busy day to be here for this. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All
Thank
right. I'll talk to you
you.
later. All right.
Okay.
All right. That was Miss Selma White, businesswoman through and through, as I mentioned, Army veteran and retiree, as you heard. She shared her story, be it, while she was active duty in the Army, and some of her experiences as it relates to her store and real estate investing and so on. So I really hope that was informative for you guys and inspiring in some way. And thanks as always for continuing to support lifewriting.com, where writing speaks.